there is a little spring activated lever right in here. Right in this general area right here. Sometimes on some columns this will be covered up. All you got to do is just keep punching at it and you'll access that little spring. It's actually a little retainer held on with the spring. It's a slotted retainer that holds the cylinder in place. The reason why I'm replacing the cylinder is because the ring came off. So let's see if I could hold the camera and punch that little retainer out. Okay, there, I could feel it. There we go. There we can see that. There. That's the spring-loaded lever right there. It moves. There we go. You could see it. Now, you can see that. Anyway, don't beat up on your column. Don't start banging and getting mad at it and breaking all kinds of stuff. These columns are getting harder and harder to come by. I mean, if you have a lot of money and you want to buy an aftermarket column, then by all means go ahead and do it. But I've seen some other people get frustrated with these things. They just start beating and banging on all this sorts of stuff. Removal is very easy. Just take your steering wheel off. There's 3 screws that hold the turn signal switch. The lever right here is the turn signal lever. That's where it goes. You don't even have to take these screws off right here. This one, this one, this one, or this one. You don't have to. A lot of people say, oh, you got to remove your whole, upper column support. You don't have to. So that's easy as that. Let's get to putting the new ignition cylinder in so we can drive this thing. I ended up buying a kit that comes with the door cylinders and the ignition cylinder. But this one here is just the ignition cylinder. It's the same thing. So the problem installing this one here is you're going to have a different key for your door lock. So it's a good idea to replace your door cylinders while you're at it. May as well. This kit comes with the retainers, the door retainers, and some little gaskets. So we'll install those as well. Okay, here's the cylinder. Putting it in, you have this little slot right there. That'll slide right in there. Remember this spring actuated lever. There we go. And voila, there it is. You can see the lock right here. It moves, and right in this area here, that's where you need to press to release that lever so you could slide your cylinder out. The problem with mine is this ring here fell off, just basically came off. That's why I'm replacing it. But now I gotta replace the door ones because the key is going to be different. I don't want to have 3 different keys, one for the ignition, one for the doors, and of course the deck lid is the round key. Installation, we're just basically going to reverse the removal process and reinstall it. You do have to disconnect the turn signal switch from the bottom here. You can see where I have it disconnected. That's so you could have enough room to push it out and away from the shaft here. So let's get to putting it back together. All right, very simple process. Installation is the same as when you removed it. Just reverse the process. You already tightened up your 3 screws that retain the turn signal switch. You have your lever in place. You put the spring in, that sets in. Then you have your horn contact and your canceller right here. That goes in. You have this locking plate. There's a way it goes in because it's supposed to press down on that spring. That's what this slot is here for. This, you could move it sideways. Then you get your spring retainer or retainer clip. That goes in there like that. Then what you're going to need is one of these nifty tools here. Right here. What this does, it compresses the spring down so you could slide this snap ring in place. This has 2 types of threads, the top and the bottom. Of course, we'll be using the top one because that's the size that fits here. Very simple, easy process. Again, I've seen other people, I've seen in videos where people get so frustrated trying to take the spring out and they can't because you don't have the right tool. But that doesn't mean you should start beating up on your column there and damage it. So put the camera down for a second. Okay, we got the tool in place. Now I want to start tightening down on it. You could see where the spring is actually getting compressed. There. See how easy that is? You could see right in here, that's the ridge where this retaining clip is going to sit. Now, this is going to be hard holding the camera. So let me try this right here. Anyway, you get the picture. This retaining clip goes all the way down and it will set right in here. You can see I got the retainer already started, so basically I just got to push it down. If it wants to. There we go. Screwdriver here should do the trick. There. the rings in place. Take the tension off the nut. And now we can actually lock the steering column. The steering wheel basically is locked already. The pin goes through here and it locks it in place. So now we can undo the nut. It stays in place. And this thing just spun on me. It's a nifty little tool here which really makes this job a lot easier to do. The rest is simple. Install your cover plate. There's 3 little plastic washers. I don't know if you could see it right there. Those are insulators. Those go right in here, in these holes here. That covers this whole unit here, and it kind of keeps it from grounding out. So put that on right now. This is what the washers look like. They actually hold the screws in place when you're going to install it on here. You can see all 3 screws are in there. This basically just goes in, more or less give it a little guide, and there it is. It's in place. It's hard doing this while trying to hold the camera. I don't have a horn on the car yet, but I decided to keep this in there just in case I do put a horn on it. Okay, let's get the wheel. Okay, that's the wires connected already. There's little slots on the column here where this whole thing just retains itself. Pretty bright and sunny out today. So let's see if it'll start. How about that? Look at that. Let's try it again. Oh, another thing, I left that stock. It will not start until you press the clutch in. So there, that's what I wanted to see. So hopefully this helps when you got to take one of these out. These are all the same, I believe, from 69 and up, because I think 68 had the ignition switch here on the dash. So it's 69 and newer, and it's the same thing all the way up into the 80s, where you have that little spring activated lever that holds the unit in place. So hopefully this helps. And thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Thanks again.